I just think about me, what's going to make me happy. Do I need a nap? I should get a coffee. Are we drinking tonight? I think about Bert Kreischer so much. When I dropped off Isla, I took a picture of myself crying and I posted it on Instagram. What's interesting is how many people got upset by that photo. I lost like 4,000 followers. I am starting to realize, like, as I get, especially as I get older, just like what a piece of work I really am.
It's no secret that Bert Kreischer receives a lot of hate, and he's been becoming more and more aware of it, especially over the last few months. Recently, he mentioned his negative reception from fans on his appearance on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast. He talked about Dane Cook's career and how when he reached the top, he started to receive a lot of hate, and ties this in with his own career. And in short, he's basically saying that the moment you reach the top, they want to tear you down.
In a weird way, and I've been the victim of this, the only thing people want is to watch you fail. Like, they love taking shots at people on the top.
This is a popular saying, but recently it's been repeated by comedians who attract a lot more negative feedback than their peers. I have to give pushback against this notion. Yes, there are comedians who are at the height of their career who likely get the most hate or negative feedback that they've ever received. But could it just be that they do a lot of shit that make a lot of people dislike them? There's plenty of comedians that are at the height of their career right now that are pretty much universally liked. There are some pretty big names that don't get hate comments everywhere they go. And maybe it's because that even though you might not be a fan of their material, you don't get the feeling that they're a shitty person. Now with Bert, I also see a lot of comments from fans that say things like, I don't get why people hate him. Or, if you don't like him, don't watch him. Or they'll say stuff like, yeah, he can be obnoxious, but deep down you can tell he's just full of love. He's a really nice guy that is nice to everyone around him and just wants to spread joy. And on the surface, that really seems like the case. So I understand how some people can come to that conclusion. So for those people, I'm going to try and help them understand why there's an ever-growing disdain for Bert Kreischer. I, of course, have some clips that I'll show that brought me to my conclusion. I've narrowed it down to 3 main reasons.
I'm a lot. I think I am super frustrating. I think I'm exhausting to some people.
The first is his need for attention. Even Bert himself knows he has to dial it back. Most people find it annoying when someone is relentless in their effort to get attention, and that is Bert. You may have seen his recent selfie he posted of himself weeping because his daughter left for college. A lot of people felt bad for him, while the rest of us saw it as him capitalizing off of a personal moment to yet again get attention. Like, I just imagine Bert crying and thinking, oh, I should get a snap of myself. The world needs to see this. It's pretty insane when you think of it like that.
You know what's so funny is when we dropped off the girls, when we dropped off Georgia, Isla took a picture, found a picture of me crying and posted it on my Instagram when I dropped off Georgia. So to tit for tat, when I dropped off Isla, I took a picture of myself crying and I posted it on Instagram. What's interesting is how many people got upset by that photo. I didn't post it. I absolutely didn't post it as
Look at me.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I posted it as look at me. That's what everything's all, but look at me. But like,
I love that part because he almost seems like he's about to say, he didn't post it to get attention, and his wife interjects to complete that sentence. And he's like, nah, I did it for attention. Everything I do is for attention. So mystery solved, guys. Turns out this was for attention. Who knew? But also, he admits a crucial part of the story.
When I dropped off Isla, I took a picture of myself crying.
See, it's not like someone else took a snap of him crying and he decided to post it. He decided in the moment, mid-tears, that he should take a picture of this. It just makes it worse.
It upset a lot of like mostly single men, that were like, I lost like 4,000 followers.
Right.
And it's probably my most unfollowed post I've ever had. And I'm actually kind of cool with it. Where I go, okay, then if you're not here for that, then I don't know what you're here for.
He's gotten emotional about his own death on multiple podcasts. Like, I know he's a comedian, so sometimes he'll exaggerate, but he's crying real tears about people missing himself.
I get emotional thinking about this. Maybe just a couple times if people, when I'm gone, people just go like, man, it would be so much cooler if Bert was here. Like, God, we'd have so much fun. Like, wouldn't it be great if Bert was here and he just walked in with a bottle of champagne and a crazy story, or like, I just like.
Okay, next reason. Then we have the fact that, and I say this with confidence, he is a selfish human being. He is all about Bert. Now, that's not to say that he doesn't do nice things for other people, but his biggest priority seems to be himself.
I'm going to try to be very honest. I'm a very selfish person. I really think about me. Maybe I said to someone, I think about me as much as humanitarians think about other people. Like I think about me a lot. I just think about me, what's going to make me happy. Do I need a nap? I should get a coffee. Are we drinking tonight? Should I smoke weed? I need to go get I think about Bert Kreischer so much. I would love to think that other people would have the self-awareness to be like, that's pretty. We're all like that, Bert. But a lot of people were like, I don't know what you're talking about. Them in the mouth. Anyway, here's the thing. But
Inarguably, I think you think about yourself more than most people think about themselves.
It's refreshing to see him describe himself in that way, but also to see his wife not give any pushback because she knows it's the truth. This recent episode gave a lot of insight into Bert. Most of it was Bert describing all the cool places he's been to, but then also saying he wants to see Leanne enjoy some adventures as well. See, thanks to his previous work with the Travel Channel, he's pretty much been everywhere twice, but that's not the case for his wife. She starts talking about all the cool stuff she'd like to do now that their kids have left for college. She's basically describing her bucket list. They talk about dozens of cool places to go. They pick out a place. Finally, Bert is going to start living for other people. But not really. This next clip also feeds back into the first point, which was the attention seeking.
I love roller coasters. I think they're really fun. But yeah, so I don't know. I think we should make a list. We should take suggestions, like you said, from comments, and then make a plan and go.
I love it.
I would love it too. In the meantime, I still want to go to the movies.
Maybe we film it.
What's that? What?
Maybe we film it. That's me. I'm turning everything into content.
Maybe we film it.
Yeah, maybe we film it. Maybe we put it up online. Maybe we put it on YouTube. One event. Every just 5 minutes of an event of you doing something fun.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Would it kill this guy to do something cool for his wife and not use it to make content for himself? You could also see she was a bit taken back, like, dude, I just want to do something fun for myself for once and just experience it with her husband. Now we have the last reason, which is the delusion around his drinking. I don't think he gets hate necessarily for this. I think it's mostly that people like to call out the weird shit he tells himself to justify his drinking.
Maybe you're the problem. Maybe it's not alcohol. Maybe it's you. Like, we're all partying hard. We don't drink and drive. We don't hit our wives. We like to have a good time. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the fucking problem. But alcoholics don't like hearing that.
Yeah, that's his bad take. That's a tough take.
It's kind of funny at first, it's hard to tell if he's doing a bit, but then after a while you start to wonder if he's just overcommitting to this bit or is he for real? And yes, he's for real. Now most would agree he has a problem with drinking. Most of his friends have admitted he drinks too much. Joe Rogan has told him he has a problem. He's had multiple former alcoholics tell him he has a problem.
Rogan's like, how much do you drink? And I had a choice.
Oh, you were honest.
I was like, do I tell him the truth or do I lie? Because I could lie. At the time, I know this is the biggest podcast in the world. And you get found out. You get found out. And so I said, I have like 9 drinks a night. Tom Segura starts laughing and he goes, they're doubles. Joe goes, what?
So that's 18.
He goes, 18 drinks a night. 18 drinks a night. He has 18 drinks a night.
Now, him drinking himself to an early grave isn't really the main issue. Like I said, it's the various things he tells himself in order to make himself feel better about drinking. Now, we've already heard that he doesn't believe in alcoholism, but let's hear him elaborate on this.
All of my life happened while I was drinking.
Yeah. That is a good
you're sitting.
Look at it over here.
You're sitting on your couch right now. You're having your coffee.
Thinking about quitting drinking.
You're putting a Zen in. You're hungover. You're listening to us. And you're thinking, I need to change my life. No, you don't. You don't need to change your life.
Yep.
You just got to dial it in. Listen, here's the deal. Go to the bar tonight.
And if you're having that thought, don't forget, if you're having that thought, man, alcohol's ruining my life.
It's not.
It's not.
It's you.
It's you.
Most of us can see why this logic is completely bananas. Funny enough, recently on Tiger Belly, this logic was called out by comedian Jeff Dye, who's also a recovering alcoholic.
There was a reputation of you were somebody that did like to drink a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
It's a huge part of my identity.
Yeah.
And also I would do the Bert Kreischer thing. That whole week I was going, it's not the booze's fault. It's me. I need to work on me. And it was just an excuse to not give up the booze because it was such a big part of my identity and part of like coping and part of masking.
So Bert isn't the only person to use this rationale when they're in denial about their drinking, and it's nice to get a real perspective from someone who was in Bert's situation. But his logic actually gets worse when he makes this bizarre excuse as to why some people quit drinking.
A lot of dudes get sober for the attention. And you got to realize, are you getting sober for the attention? Are you getting sober because you're sitting there going like, I want to tell people, I want to have a reason for people to root for me again. Like, hey, I quit drinking. And you're like, oh, good for you. Yeah. And then that's your thing. That's your new thing. But that, by the way, that's the same thing booze was for you.
Right.
Booze was that same fucking thing.
So in other words, instead of like trying to get the attention that way, stick to who you were.
Stick to who you are.
Don't change. Don't quit drinking.
Yeah.
But just get it under control.
Get it under control.
The irony of Bert Kreischer accusing someone of doing something for attention, especially something as difficult as giving up alcohol, has got to be the most delusional thing I've heard him say. I understand being in denial, but then there's having a completely warped view of your own reality.
I got a double Jack on the rocks to start the flight, like before takeoff. And then at lunch, with food, I got a double Jack on the rocks. And then I started drinking beers. And the flight attendant knew me, so she wasn't slowing me down.
Yeah.
She was like, come back with a fresh one. And I was like, nice. And Leanne was like, and then we got off the plane. And I was like, you want to get a beer? She was like, what? No, we just landed. I was like, a cocktail then? And she was like, no, we're going to dinner. I was like, I know, but we're going to dinner. We might as well. What are we doing? We have nothing to do. Let's fucking party. She was like, let's get a coffee. So we got coffees. We got to the hotel and I was like, espresso martini? She was like, oh my God.
Even his wife and close family have told him he needs to slow down. Tom gently pokes holes in his logic, but because Bert isn't able to comprehend the thought of quitting, he's forced to continue forming opinions that are simply, deranged. In this recent episode, he talks about having musician Marcus King on his podcast who fell off the wagon just the night before his appearance with Bert, which is horrible timing. Some people apparently got mad at Bert for drinking with Marcus since it might seem like encouragement, which I don't really agree with. Because, Marcus is grown. If he wants to drink, I don't think it's Bert's place to get him back to sobriety, especially when Bert is a deluded alcoholic himself. My issue is that he seems to be praising himself for it, as if he did something noble.
So Marcus comes over to my house. I apologize, Marcus, if I'm oversharing, but he comes over and I wasn't drinking at the time. I was just on one of those benders where I wasn't drinking. And he comes over and he was like, I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, I had a rough night last night. I said, okay, can I get you something? I got every soda you could ever imagine. He goes, I fell off the wagon last night. And I said, okay. I said, how long? He's like, a couple of years, I think. I was like, oof. I said, well, what are you looking for? And he said, I'm looking for something to maybe get me through the day. I was like, yeah, I'm in there. I'll do it with you. I'm like, I'll fucking, if you're having a moment, I'll have a moment with you. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. So we did a very drunken podcast where he had fallen off the wagon. And
this is the guy?
There's Marcus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. I have seen this guy before. He's extremely talented.
I would argue he's a prodigy. I mean, he's fucking the best. But, guy likes to get loose every now and then. And right now he's sober. I think he's sober right now. But the day he came over, he fell off the wagon. And I just wasn't. I'm not the guy that's going to go, hey, man, I don't know. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that goes, yeah, I'll drink with you. So we got hammered. We talked about him falling off the wagon. We talked about his wife wasn't talking to him at the time because he had fallen off the wagon.
He's saying, look at what a good friend I am for drinking with this guy who just fell off the wagon. I'll repeat that in simpler terms. He's giving himself praise for drinking. He's giving himself praise for saying the words, oh, I'll have a drink with you. Wow, thank you, Bert, for sacrificing yourself to have a beer. What a guy. I think if anyone could get mad at Bert for this interview, it would likely be for this line. See, as Marcus is battling with the fact that he just fell off the wagon after 2 years, Bert ponders the question, hey, maybe being sober isn't the right answer.
We're both people that fall off the wagon from time to time.
It's a hard fall.
It's a hard fall. Yeah. It's not, here's the thing is, like, I think some people, if you don't put too much weight in it, it's not that bad. Like if you just go, hey man, I'm a work in progress. Yeah. And this is part of the progress. This is part of the process. Right. I mean, look, Robert Downey Jr., how many times did he fall off the wagon before he got sober? Right. And by the way, sober, maybe that's not the thing. Like that's my thing is I go, maybe sober is not my thing. Right. Like maybe just being healthier is my thing.
It's one thing to swim in your own delusion about alcohol, but at least show a little more respect for someone who's trying to quit. Thankfully, unlike Bert, Marcus is honest with himself. Like I said, if he just had a drinking problem, I don't think anyone would hate him for it. I think it would actually make fans more sympathetic, but it's the fact that he lies to himself by coming up with wild reasons why he should continue drinking. There are other reasons for the hate he gets, like his career being boosted by Rogan, and so a lot of people feel like, he doesn't deserve the level of success that he he has. And when you pair that with the fact that he does like to brag about his lifestyle, you can understand why a lot of fans feel the need to criticize him. But even though he has bragged a lot about being an arena touring comic, taking private jets, all the cool expensive shit he does, he has seemed at least pretty self-aware of his situation. I've heard him say a bunch of times that he doesn't deserve his level of success and that he knows he's lucky to have Joe Rogan as his friend, so I'll give him credit for that. Anyways, let me know what you think about Bert. Do you think he gets too much hate? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.